Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in today. I'm Billy Mitchell, Vice President of Content and Community and Editor-in-Chief of FedScoop, and it's my pleasure to be joined today by Jim Smid, CTO of Ironbow Technologies. Jim, thanks so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to our conversation on digital transformation. I want to start with a question about what you think the key drivers of digital transformation are within the public sector today.
Sure. I think this last year has really accelerated this transformation. We talked about it for years, but the ability for everybody to work from home and to sorry, my bad.
No worries.
How do you want me to start again?
Let's see.
I just count me in and just do the
Yeah,
answer.
I'll just ask the question again, and then they can edit on the back end. So in 3, 2, 1. Jim, I'm really excited about our conversation today on digital transformation, and I want to start with a question about what you think the key drivers of digital transformation are within the public sector today.
Sure. We've talked about digital transformation for quite some time, but this last year, I think, has really accelerated that adoption. The ability for everyone to work from home and to work on different devices. This has really accelerated cloud adoption and making our customers think about how do they enable that? How do they make sure they're moving applications to the right places? This has really meant an adoption more and more of cloud. We've really used a lot of tools that are giving customers choice in how do they go about cloud to manage a multi-cloud environment, to be able to manage both legacy and new applications, and really take this digital transformation to the next step. We've created Iron Target, utilizing a lot of VMware's tools as the foundation of those to give that choice and that flexibility to our customers to make sure that digital transformation happens seamlessly.
Jim, you mentioned remote work in that opening answer, and I'd love to take it a step further and ask you how you see agencies evolving the support of the work of personnel from anywhere.
Yes, really, supporting mobile devices has never been more important, and making sure that the applications that they use on a day-to-day basis work on every application they have. So mobile device management, using tools like VMware's Workspace, it's really critical to making sure that our customers have those people in the remote areas being able to do all the things that they could typically do when they were in their homes or in the office. Now, really, some of our agencies were pretty far along on this, and it was interesting to watch how quickly they were able to move. But it's put certainly more and more stress on the infrastructure and making sure that the security tools, the network, and everything else is able to do that. So agencies are really evolving to make sure that what they started a few years ago has really reached a point to where it's critical infrastructure now, and it works very well on a day-to-day basis.
Jim, let's talk about application modernization in this next question. I'd love to hear what importance application modernization plays in the public sector transformation journey.
Sure. When I talk about really application modernization, I really like where the government has gone over the last few years, this whole cloud smart instead of cloud first, and being able to look at what applications should remain as virtual machines, which ones should be rewritten, which ones are brand new applications, and which applications should be retired. It's really about taking that and intelligently looking at those and doing this application rationalization process and making sure that additional applications are really doing what they're meant to do. That's where Ironbow comes in, helping our customers do application rationalization, making sure that when you move something to a cloud native format, that it is able to perform there. It's the right choice. And then using tools like VMware's Tanzu really gives you the capability to take legacy applications and manage them all out of a user interface you're familiar with. And you've got legacy VMs working right there and being able to be managed with containers. We used to talk a lot about containers or virtual machines in terms of the sprawl. It was so easy to turn up virtual machines. That's been compounded by this whole move to containerization, where an application used to be a single virtual machine. You might have that same application being rewritten to be hundreds, if not thousands, of containers. and it needs to be managed. So what better way to manage that is with something that you're familiar with and a tool that is going to be able to do everything out of a single pane of glass.
That's a great point. Jim, let's close with a question on cybersecurity. How do you think public sector organizations should think about security in the wake of recent major breaches in and outside of government?
Sure. I mean, I think the recent breaches have really brought to mind that security needs to be built into everything you do. When we've developed tools like Iron Target using a lot of VMware's tools, our intent here is to build that security into every piece of it. A lot of the tools themselves come with that built in. We want to make sure that our customers are able to turn those on day one. You don't want to wait to get those kinds of things turned in. So we're really starting to address a lot more of ZTA, zero trust architectures. This is not new conceptually, but we're really seeing a lot of our government agencies being able to look at this and make sure that they're filling any gaps in, and they're taking that to the next level. That's where we come in. We look at the entire ZTA stack. We use tools like VMware's and others that complement that to make sure that our customers are able to build all that in from day one, and to make sure that it really plays in that manner.
That's great. Well, Jim, that's all the time we have, but I really appreciate the time you've given me today for the conversation. It's been really insightful, and I hope we can do it again.
Great. Thanks for having me.